Hello, everyone. Welcome to the July full moon. Wow, it's been rough trying to get this going and uploaded. Let me turn my music down a little bit. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, so we had to end the other video and then restart this one. And it's all good because we're here under the full moon. I've got some goddesses with me again, which I'm so happy about. One goddess just got back from her trip to Hawaii, so she's bringing us that beautiful energy. And does she look so serene right now? Mm-hmm. She's just sitting there like not a care in the world. She's even got her Hawaiian shirt on. I'm not jealous, but I should be. Okay, so tonight we are going to be doing some really cool magic. If you have your ritual kit, I have all of the tools right here next to me. So I'll move this over a little bit so you can see some of them. Move my water over. If you have your ritual kit, you've got your candle, your anointing oil. So pull all that out. Your selenite wand. What else did we have? Our incense. And then the actual spell that we're going to do tonight, which is going to be so fun, is we've got our crystals, and you have a little baggie with dried rose and other flowers, and then there's some resins in here too. There is copal resin and myrrh, very Egyptian. So tonight is the full moon in Aquarius. We're going to talk a little bit about what that means. And then we're going to talk about the goddess Hathor, because she is the Egyptian ancient goddess that we are going to be honoring and celebrating tonight under this full moon. We're going to be calling in her energy and her magic to help us create our little spell. So first of all, this is the full moon in Aquarius. Do you girls, are you familiar or acquainted with many Aquarians? No? My mother was an Aquarius. They are very free-spirited people, you know. So like, even though she loved like dressing up and getting dolled up and going out and having like a fancy evening, but if she wasn't wearing high heels, she was barefoot. Like she was an artist, you know, always painting, always creating things, just very free-spirited. Aquarius is also the energy of connectivity and all-inclusiveness. So we've come out of these more austere energies just in general, like with institutions and, you know, like really structured religions and structured schools and ways of thought. And now it's really cool because like my kids go to a charter school, and there's Montessori schools and charter schools and homeschools. Like there's all these other more widely accepted ways of learning, which I love that. And I think that that's the same now with religion too. So anything that we've seen really rigid constructs before, we're starting to see those break down a little bit. And that's even in the workplace, where it used to be like very, you know, austere and rule. It was very patriarchal, and that's all changing. There's a lot of workplaces have now kind of Zen or meditation rooms that you can go and like take a time out, or, you know, they'll have a yoga instructor come in or a meditation instructor to come and help to get everyone more mindful and at peace. And that's huge, because I remember, you know, years ago, that would have been looked at as like just insane, right? And you're still in the corporate world, so I don't know. Do they incorporate much of that in your workplace yet?
Yeah, like gyms and like mother rooms and things like that. Yeah.
So you're seeing, I mean, even if the changes happen so slow that it's now like normal, right? Our everyday life, it's normal. But if you think back to 15 years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, there's been so much change. So that everyone, like the idea behind Aquarius is everyone is important. Everyone has a role. Everyone has a purpose. So I love that. And that's the energy that we're in right now in this Aquarius full moon. The other big thing is that we have switched from Cancer season into Leo season. So we are now in the sign, the zodiac sign, the season of Leo. So, and happy birthday to you coming up, my Leo woman. I'm right on the cusp, so I'm Cancer Leo. And then yours, I know yours will be in another month or so. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that means right now, if you think about the energies of Cancer and Leo, Cancer is ruled by the moon. Okay. And that's like all your emotions. That's your home. That's the things that are near and dear to you emotionally. Okay. That's your children. Those are your like close friends, your dearest, nearest relationships. That's your harmony and your peace in your home. And Leo is ruled by pleasure and what you love and value. So right now, we've got this idea of like this balance between the moon with Cancer and then the sun with Leo. And so it's all about what you basically like, what you cherish with Cancer, not versus, but harmonizing. How are you going to balance that with what you love and value, what brings you pleasure? And I think that the reason that I feel like that's important right now and why Hathor is especially an important deity to look for these attributes in are that I think that she, along with her other pantheon counterparts, which would be, we talked about this earlier today, but Aphrodite or Inanna or all those love goddesses, they all carry that frequency of self-care, but also bringing that care out to others. So there's been a ton of talk lately about self-care, which is awesome, and we need that. But I think that at some point it gets so like, it becomes a little bit selfish, you know? There's so much talk about self-care, and we're doing like, you know, all of our selfies on our social media, and just everything is like kind of focused and so geared toward self, like the spotlight's on self, that it doesn't hurt us to remember to go outward and then turn the spotlight on what is going on around us. Where can we make things better wherever we are, whether that's home, work, in our relationships, where can we make it better? So those are kind of the energies we're dealing with. There's also been a little bit of irritability in the air that has to do with, it's just all the different polarities going on astrologically. Are you shaking your head? Yes, You've had some irritability. I actually have too. Have you? Just a little bit? Yeah, okay, well, that's good. Then I'm not alone. But yeah, there's, so if you've been feeling that, just know that the full moon obviously kind of just exacerbates everything that's already going on. So in the next couple of days, that will dissipate. Just kind of ride it out. I just want to touch really quickly. I know we do this every time, but the full moon, the energies of the full moon work the way that they do on us because we know that the full moon has an impact and a pull on large bodies of water, right? And we are made mostly of water. So I'm not going to get too deep into that because I feel like I do that all the time with this subject. But if you're just kind of sitting here watching, wondering like, what does the full moon have anything to do with me, or why is this a time when I can create something? That's why. So we're going to use the power of our intention tonight, combined with different elements of the earth that are in your kit. If you don't have that, we'll talk about what you can do instead. And we're going to combine that together, and that's going to create our spell. So ready? Make some big changes tonight. Okay. First of all, let's talk a little bit about Hathor. Not too much, but I do want to honor her and touch on her tonight. Thirsty though. You girls are so like subdued and quiet tonight. They're just watching me like,
Loving
okay. But I love Hathor. Well, first of all, I love anything ancient Egypt. I've always just been drawn to that. But she in particular, because My next favorite Egyptian goddess is Sekhmet. Have you heard of her?
No.
She's the one who has the lion head. If you ever see her depicted, she's the female body with a lion's head.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like the great mother and just this fierce goddess. Like she will kick your if you need it, okay? And I have needed it before. So I've called on her and I've worked with her. And I love her, but she's also scary. Okay? But Hathor is the goddess of love and beauty and dance and joy. Like joy is her big thing. And of traveling and foreign lands. And so because of that, I think of her as a goddess of like connecting with people. And she also has been depicted in some stories as the goddess Sekhmet with the lion head. She has some of the same stories. So she does have that fierceness, but she's easier to approach, okay, because she's that loving, more nurturing, more joyful. Whereas Sekhmet with the lion head, it's mama ain't playing with that one, okay? She's like, don't try me. You know, she'll help you. Go to her when you have something really like big and powerful that you need some help with. But, have you ever had those kinds of ladies in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like that. But anyway, I love working with Hathor because she carries that Sekhmet energy, but in a more like, I don't know, compassionate, kind, loving, approachable. Let's just say that because I don't want to say Sekhmet is not all those wonderful things too. But she's more approachable. So they call her, she is known as the mother of the gods. And she was the mother to all of the pharaohs. And of course, they considered the pharaohs gods back then. And so she was also called the Eye of Ra. And there's a really long story. We're not going to totally get into it tonight, but where she kind of ends up going haywire at one point and like goes on a bloodthirst binge. Have you ever read about this with Hathor? No. Yeah, she does, because she goes nuts because she is basically like the eyes of Ra and the protector of, and that's like, she's the mother to the gods, right? So that's her son. And some of the people, the humans, were like disrespecting the Eye of Ra, which of course is all symbolic, right? This is just a story. So what that, like the possibilities of what that could mean, there's so much to that about disrespecting like yourself, right? Your higher self, disrespecting like the creator, disrespecting the earth, whatever it is. So she goes to like exact some revenge on all the people, and she goes like on this bloodbath, and it's a very gory story. But they rein her back in with they give her like goat milk or something like that to like calm her down and rein her back in. So she's always depicted, if not in human form, she's depicted as part human and part cow. She's the sacred cow. And I know that we don't love to be called cows now, women, but back then that was an honor. And there's some really like cool depictions of her with a complete woman form, but she's got like these horns. So that's awesome. Sometimes she has cow ears. Oh, it's so cool too. And she was known as the goddess of, she's associated with the Nile, but also the Milky Way. And the ancient Egyptians used to call the Milky Way the Nile of the sky. So I love that. And we're going to kind of use that idea tonight when we do our wishes, our spells, because we are going to remember that the sky is our only limit. The sky is our only limit. Okay? Whatever it is that we are wanting to create, do, be, have in our lives, we are worthy of that, because if we thought of it, then it is ours already. We gave birth to that, just in our minds so far. We just need to bring it out into fruition, into the earth. So that's what we're doing tonight. Let me make sure I got everything covered pretty much. Oh, I wanted to talk about roses a little bit, just a tiny bit, because we are using a lot of rose tonight. There's rose oil in our anointing oil. So you have that, and then you have a little Egyptian blown glass bottle that you can put your oil into if you got your kit. And then there's also this rose oil is in our candle, and there's rose quartz in our candle. And then of course, in your bag of all of your herbs and flowers that you're going to use for your spell, we've got dried roses in there too. So we're working with a lot of rose energy tonight. And I just wanted to touch on that really quickly, that roses are the oldest fossils of roses are, guess how old? 35 million years old. That's true, right? Wow. That's fascinating. I thought it was, right? They started being cultivated in gardens about 5,000 years ago. And there's some debate whether that started in China, whether that started in more in the East, the Middle East, which would include eventually Egypt. Egypt, they grow roses too. And I hadn't realized that until a while ago when I started working a lot more with roses, because I just didn't associate, I always thought of like lotus or really deserty flowers and not really a rose. But rose was very important to the ancient Egyptian way. And one thing also that I just totally loved is that, you know how silk was used back in the ancient days as like a form of currency? And did you know about that? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it's so fascinating. So silk for 5,000 years was kept under, like, the secret of how silk is made was kept under lock and key. And it was cultivated in China, right? I mean, obviously silkworms. Do you know how silk is made? Silkworms. They spin a cocoon, and that cocoon becomes the silk. And then as soon as they're born, so they've been captivated for so long that they can't even go get their own food. If you set them on, they eat mulberry leaves. And if you set them on a mulberry tree, they will starve to death. They can't even go crawl over to the leaf because they don't even know that instinct is gone. They have to be like in some kind of container. You have to give them the leaf. They'll crawl on it, or if they're already on it, and just eat it, eat it. Isn't that weird? Mm-hmm. So anyway, they spin their cocoons, and then you put a solution on the cocoon and, brush it out, and it becomes these little silk webs, threads. And then that's how they weave that together and create silk. But nobody knew for 5,000 years how that was made. And so people were like sent to go find that secret forever. And those who would work on the silk, I'll call them farms, factories, I don't know what to call them back then. If they were going to leave, they would have to do that without their body. They would have to die. They had dedicated life to it because no one could find out how it was made. It was like top secret. So anyway, I thought it was super interesting that roses in the beginning had almost that same type of majesty about them. They were their rose water and also rose oil were traded as a form of currency. They were that highly valued, like how we value gold now. That was what silk was, and some special, really sacred oils too, because just to cultivate them and draw those oils from them was such a lengthy process. So next time you smell a rose, just know you are smelling some ancient, beautiful history. And it took many hands and hearts and minds to get it from where it was to what we enjoy today. And then what was the other thing I wanted to tell you about roses? Oh my gosh. Okay. Besides all the healing properties, like they're really great at healing all the women's reproductive organs and the heart. And that's like when you medicinally, right? Not just energetically, but medicinally, the medicinal properties within the rose. But they also have a vibrational frequency of 320 megahertz. And you were asking what this chart was. I wanted to show you really quickly. So right here is a little chart. I'll show you guys up here too. If you can see that joy and peace, they have measured the vibrational frequency of different emotions. And so joy and peace are up here at the very top, even above love, which is, I would have always thought that love was the highest. But, and then the lowest is, of course, shame. It's the lowest frequency. So I love that roses are way up there, like with, acceptance, reason, love. So they vibrate so high. And that's why, when you give someone flowers, and especially roses, I mean, it just like takes their breath away. Like, oh, thank you, Okay. So are we ready to begin actual ceremony? I feel like I'm trying to chop these down the more we go along, but I keep taking so long, and I'm sorry. Okay, so at home, if you don't have the kit, here's what you're going to do. If you would like to join along and create one of these, you will need some kind of piece of cloth or a tissue, like literally a tissue that you wipe your nose with, or tissue paper, some kind of a string, anything that grows. So you could go outside and grab something. You just want to connect to the earth. You go outside and grab some leaves, grab some soil if you want to. In your spice cupboard, if you have any cinnamon or like cinnamon sticks or allspice, cardamom would be amazing because we have cardamom in this kit here. What else? Rosemary. A lot of us have rosemary, dried rosemary. So get anything like that. Go in your kitchen right now. You have a few minutes anyway before we really get to it. Grab a paper and a pen. And if you have any crystals, bring those in too. So yeah, anything that grows, crystals. If you don't have crystals and you really want something that's like weighty like that, even a rock. So it's not the same, but everything that you need is always within 20 feet of you at any given time. So we're just going to use that and play with that. Okay, so go gather your things if you need them. You girls all have your things all together. Okay, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because we're going to just sage our space really quickly. And if you don't have any sage at home, I will give you some right here too. Love, love, love. Thank you. Okay. Sage you. Be happy, happy. So we're just clearing out our space and preparing our energy and our minds for this ritual tonight. And then once that's cleared, what I really love to do is to then burn something sweet. And if you don't have something to burn that's sweet, anointing oil is fine. But you want to, once you've cleared out energy like that, and blue sage, white sage that we just burned out is perfect for that, for clearing out energy, you've created kind of an energetic vacuum. There's like a hole there. So now you choose what you want to put back in there. So of course we're going to be bringing in our circle, our sacred circle, calling in the directions, and then using our intention and our energy tonight to actually really create and manifest. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to light our candle. So girls, you can use my lighter. So this smells so good. We've got rose quartz and a little rosebud in there. And this is the Goddess Hathor candle. I'm going to go ahead and just light this. You go ahead and light yours. And then as you're doing that, just allow your energy to focus in here. Yeah. On the flame. Just pull all your focus forward. And you'll see in your scrolls, you got scrolls in your kit. And if you don't have your kit, that's okay. You can just listen to the words that I say. So our intention is, I am the wisdom I seek. I am the joy I seek. I am the love I seek. I am the abundance I seek. All is within me now. I am whole. I am complete. And so it is. And you should be feeling your energy just totally pulling into center, into focus. Let's set this here for us. Okay, and then we've got rose quartz in our candle too. You can let that burn all the way down, or you can take it out now and use it and actually, work with it. Just rub the wax off, and then you can put it over your heart whenever you feel like you need just a little, like a hug, like an energetic hug. It's beautiful for that. If you want to connect to your mother, like all of us here, our mothers are not here physically, right, with us. So rose quartz is a beautiful stone to connect to our loved ones. Okay, we are now going to anoint ourselves with the Egyptian rose oil. This is beautiful. It's got rose, sandalwood, cardamom. Oh my gosh. So I like, especially when it's a perfume oil, I love putting it on my wrists. I always do it on my neck just because I like smelling it on myself. But I feel like where it really counts is I always do the throat, because I always need help with my throat chakra and the singer, and then the heart. And then if I can't reach, like right now I'm wearing a dress, so my other chakras, that's okay. I just kind of like energetically put it there. Go ahead and do that. You can even put a little bit on your quartz too. So your candle's anointed as well. Good, good. Okay, now this is going to really pull that energy of all possibility, right? There's like something mysterious about this oil. There's something ancient, something primal. So we're going to connect to that energy of our ancient primal selves, all that possibility, because of what we're wanting to create tonight individually. So with this affirmation that we're going to use with our rose oil is, I am worthy of all I intend to create. And so when you use your oil afterward from here forward, and this is in your scrolls, because you want that to start to be your go-to thought, right? I am worthy of all I intend to create. So say it every time you anoint with anything, even if you just rub it on your hands. I am worthy of all I intend to create, over and over and over until you become sick of it. It needs to be in your subconscious. That needs to be your dominant thought. I am worthy of all I intend to create, because that is the truth. And some of us have a hard time accepting and believing that truth. So go ahead and say that to yourselves, either out loud or quietly. I am worthy of all I intend to create. Say that if you're watching later at home. I am worthy of all I intend to create. And so it is, so it is, so it is. Okay, and with that, Rachel, will you hand me my selenite wand up there? Because I could use this one, but I'd like to use that. It's the one that has the ribbons hanging off of it. Yes. Thank you, goddess. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open our circle for ceremony. And what we're doing is just creating with our mind's eye, because our intention is what creates, right? Especially with energy. So with our mind's eye, we are just, you want to see a circle forming, and just kind of like a dome going over everyone. You can extend it as far as you want to, over your family, over loved ones, over the earth, for peace and love and beauty, and over yourself. Either way is fine. So go ahead. You want to just open up that circle. Energy. You want to just see that seal down all the way into the earth. So our circle is now open. One of my favorite stones. And then we're going to go ahead and call in the directions. And if you haven't ritualed with me before, calling in the directions, basically it's like the angelic guardians of each direction. And they're going to come and hold space and hold sentinel and guardianship over our energy while we are creating, so that nothing else energetically, like of a low vibration or anything like that, can come in. So close your eyes and just relax into it. And you may feel the different directions just kind of come up close to you. If you do, it'll feel very nurturing and comforting and majestic. If you don't feel anything, that's okay too. I call to the direction of east, element of air, inspiration to begin anew. New ideas, sparks of inspiration, the energy of conception and new beginnings. Please be here as our protectors and guides, and so it is. I call to the direction of the south, element of fire, the passion that drives us to create, to dream, to desire, and to achieve. This is the energy of creation. Be here now as our protectors and our guides, and so it is. I call to the direction of the west, element of water. This is the divine feminine universal womb that holds our creations until fruition. This is the energy of healing, of intuition, listening to our inner guidance and trusting. This is the energy of completion. Please be here as our protectors and our guides. So it is. I call to the direction of the north, the element of earth. This is the energy of our ancestors, the bones that make up the foundation upon which we stand. This is the steadfastness and resilience that reminds us we are worthy and our goals are attainable. We are supported, and all we have is all we need. This is the energy of fruition and manifestation. Please be here as our protectors and our guides. And so it is. I call to the direction of spirit, the element of ether. The energy of divinity that resides in the seats of our soul, our higher selves, our subconscious and conscious as one, the resurrection of all the lost and broken parts of ourselves. This is the energy of all possibility and of our own divinity. Please be here as our protectors and our guides. So it is. I call to the angels, spirit guides, and guardians of the highest realms of light, and to the goddess and God, especially to the goddess Hathor. Please bless, heal, nurture, sustain, renew, revitalize, and replenish us as we bask in the energy of this full moon. Assist us in opening up to greater possibilities and potential, and to the lessons our souls would like us to master. Please be here as our protectors and our guides. And so it is. Amen, Ashe, Aho, and so it is. Our circle is set. You feel anything? Feeling good? Yeah. You look so relaxed, deeply, deeply relaxed. That's good. That's a good space to be in. You feeling good? Okay. Let's go ahead, and you don't have yours yet, but you'll know to do this at home. And this is the incense, the Hathor incense. You got yours? Okay. Oh, you were falling deep in the trance. So go ahead and get your incense out. You can use any incense you have at home if that's all that you have. And this is rose, frankincense, and myrrh. And of course, we talked about the energies of rose, and of course, we know frankincense and myrrh were very sacred ancient oils and are still, they're antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. So they're very they nurture our health and they inspire our health. And they also, when we burn incense, Rachel, you were talking recently about how you now have started burning incense every day and how it's made your space, like it kind of transforms you.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about how that's why in all like ancient temples and churches, even now today, it's not just ancient, but they burn sages, copal, resins, because it your olfactory system in your nose and your brain, it lifts you out of the conscious. It like bypasses conscious and goes into your deep subconscious. That's why, if you have, I don't know, the scent of, like, if you just think really quickly back to the scent of like your mom's favorite coat or something that like your mother would wrap you up in a blanket, or her home, you can you remember what that smells like. You know what I mean? You can close your eyes and bring that right up to the forefront of your mind. And that's always going to stay there in your brain, in your memory center. And so when we do ritual, it's really important to burn things and also use oils so not only the properties of the oils are there to support our intent, like the healing and medicinal properties of them, but also the scent of them helps us so that from here forward, right, every time we open up that bottle and anoint ourselves, we go back to the ritual. Our mind, it's already in the deep psyche. And then we start believing that we're worthy of our creations. And we believe that all these beautiful things and intentions that we set. And we believe that the spell that we're going to be doing tonight with the dream satchel can come to fruition. So that's why scents and all of these things that we put in the toolkit are so important to ritual. So you're going to go ahead and light the end of your incense. And you can use, you got your candle. This one has a couple of different holes in it, so you can stick it on that one. And so you just let the tip burn red if you've never burned incense before. Most of us have. That smells so good. And then there's a prayer that I put in your scrolls for this incense, and it says, Goddess within, Goddess without, encircle this space all about. Bring love, healing, abundance, and joy. Any blocks to this, please destroy. As within, as without, so within, let love, light, and miracles begin. And so it is. So it's always nice whenever I light incense. If I don't do a formal little spell or prayer like that, an intention, I will just do it informally, like whatever I want to bring in for that day. I'll light the incense and say, may this day bring in whatever it is that I'm wanting. More health, higher peace, synchronicity, joy for my children, whatever it is, right? But you can be very specific about it. And then you just go ahead and let that burn and fill our space. And put that in here. Perfect. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, so now let's take our selenite wand if you have that. And if you got selenite at home, grab it. If you don't, I'll send this out to you too, energetically. Yep. And selenite is, oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful stone to work with for clearing. It quickly clears any negative, dark, any kind of, if you're having I don't know, bad dreams or anything just haunting you, whether that's my ghost girl over there, real, spirits or just memories, just something that's just eating at you. Selenite is so good for lifting you out of that. And you don't ever want to drop selenite because it could shatter. You don't want to put it in water because it's a soft stone. If you run your fingernail along it, you can kind of chip it away at it. So the way to cleanse that, it loves the moon, loves the moonlight. So you can either, let some smoke go over it to cleanse it and then charge it under the full moon, or just kind of sage it. And you can also do a tiny bit of oil on it if you would like to anoint your selenite. So take your selenite, and we're just going to like clear ourselves. And I'm just showing you how to do this so that you can at home do it later. You're just going to want to run it anywhere over your body, especially your limbs, under your feet, behind you, down your spine, your neck. And you might like even start to feel a little something. Oh, that's so good. I love that. Feels like a little massage to your energy. So keep your little selenite. Do that daily. Okay, and now we are ready. We've prepared ourselves and we are ready for our dream satchel. Okay, this is going to be our spell. I love it. Okay, so let me just really quick talk about the word spell, because I think it freaks a lot of people out if it's not something that they normally do, or if they associate it with like something like dark, like, oh, this is not what I learned in church, you know. But I love all those words, those trigger words, because like witch and spell, and I can't think of any other right now, but because when they didn't start out with the negative connotation that a lot of those words have now. Like, let's say the word witch, for example. And I'm not a Wiccan. I do have a Wiccan here with me tonight. She's my Wiccan priestess. But the word witch came from the Old English word wicce, W-I-C-C-E, which meant the wise ones. So those were the people that worked with, you know, the herbs and the medicines of the earth and crystals, and read the maps and the charts and the stars, and were the healers, right? They were the doctors and the guides, and you know, for whatever reason, we don't need to get into that now, but they were kind of just, a war was made on them, and they were attacked and weren't allowed to do that anymore. And you know, until kind of the more Western mindset came in, and that's what we're used to now. So that's what we think is the right way, but just because we're used to it. And I'm not saying it's the wrong way. I'm just saying that it isn't the only way. And the reason that I love spell is because it reminds me that our words have so much power. Okay, the words that we actually spell out and write down have so much power. The words we speak have so much power. And we know even in the Bible, it says in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was what? Ladies, come on. They're like, she's like, I'm Wiccan. The Word was God, right? The Word was God. In the beginning there was the Word was God. So it was some sound, vibration. I mean, we don't really know. Much to be, you know, interpreted there. But our words are really important. And so what a spell is basically, it's our intention, okay? And we're going to speak that intention out loud. So our words combined with elements of the earth, okay? That could be the air, that could be spirit, that could be, which isn't really the earth, but that could be the air, that could be water, that could be fire. We're going to use the elements of the earth right now, of the earth element, to be specific. And so we are combining, like, we've got crystals, resins, spices, and flowers and herbs. And we are going to put those in our hands and infuse our intention and our energy into those things, because everything that was put here on this planet was here, or is here, for our support. Like, the very earth that we're standing on, it supports us in every single way possible, you know, whether it's the shelter it gives us, the water, the food, because of Earth and the support of Mother Earth, we are alive, you know? So anyway, I'm explaining that because I want to kind of dispel, if you caught it, the negative connotation of the word spell. It's something that I love saying. I think even putting on perfume in the morning is a spell. It's a form of, you're using elements. You've got water there, and you're what is your intention to smell beautiful, and why, or handsome, because maybe you want to go get that new job, or you are attracting someone to you, or you have the intention of just feeling good and confident about yourself. So you can change anything into, like, if you put an intention behind it, it becomes your own personal spell. Okay, so go ahead and grab your ingredients for your spell. We have you have 3 crystals. You've got carnelian, sunstone, and green aventurine. Green aventurine is like the good luck stone. I mean, it's good for your health. It's good for your heart. It brings in, it's like a money magnet. It's serendipity, puts you in the right place at the right time. Sunstone, we've worked with this before. If you haven't before, sunstone is awesome because it is really good for your lower chakras, especially the solar plexus area, which a lot of us need help in that area because, just in the systems that we're in, the systems that are designed all around us, whether it's, work, home, government, whatever. A lot of the systems are designed to kind of take away our power. So that helps us to remember that we are powerful, we're creators. And then carnelian is glorious for anything lower chakra, especially the sacral chakra. A lot of us, especially the female ones of us, need a little bit of help with kind of reclaiming our sexuality and what that means. And I think that in doing that lately, it's kind of gotten real skewed. I think, walking around in like a string bikini isn't the only way to claim your sexuality, is what I'm saying. I think that a lot of bikinis going on out there lately. Right? You saw a lot in Hawaii, right? Which isn't bad. That's beautiful. But I'm just saying, that is not the only powerful, beautiful thing about a woman, is her attractiveness or her sexuality, right? And her sexuality is not there just to please other people. It's for herself first. So, carnelian. Okay, so I learned this from my little boy, who's now 13, but when he was 3, he would get into all my tumbled stones. I had a ton of them. I started out just with tumbled stones back in my beginnings, and I was so careful with them. I'm like, oh my gosh. And he would sneak into them all the time, the little bugger, and just play with them like they were marbles. And I got after him one day. I caught him doing that in my room, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you in mommy's crystals again? Those are special. And he just looked up at me, and I swear, okay, call me crazy if you have to, I felt the crystals tell me that I wasn't right. I was wrong. They like to be moved, touched, played with. This is their joy, is to be used. It's not the best word. I don't mean used used and abused. I mean utilized, So anyway, ever since then, I'm a little more rough with my crystals. Yeah, wake them up. They like it. Feels good. Okay, so you got your crystals. Take your, in here we have rose. We talked about that, the vibrations of rose. We've got, what is it? Hold on. Oh, marigold. Marigold. I love marigold, Mary's mantle. It's, again, that energy of the divine feminine, that mother, but also it is very ruled by the sun. So there's a lot of that solar plexus energy there with marigold. And then chamomile. That's the other one. I'm like, why can't I think of chamomile? That's my staple. I have chamomile every day. Chamomile is beautiful. Of course, a lot of us already know this for calming, nurturing. It is just a really good stabilizer overall for your health, your mood. It brings peace. So knowing that, and if you look at the very bottom, you'll see a lot of little black specks. You might think that that's pepper. It's not. It's cardamom. So it's ground cardamom, which is a yummy spice that was used a lot in ancient Egypt. And so that's going to bring in, again, that like really fire, spicy energy, really grounding us, okay? Because we've got the flowers, which are really high vibration, and then we need that spice to kind of like ground that into our intention into the earth. So what you're going to do is pull out all of your contents. You got them all? And your bag, your dream bag. So now is the time, if you're at home without a little satchel, just get like a tissue, a soft paper or tissue, and you can put your stuff in here and then just kind of go like that at the end and tie it up, okay? So take your bag, get that ready and prepared. And you want to, we're pretty like centered right now. We're pretty grounded right now, but we're going to go even deeper in the grounding. Let me turn this down because we're going to do some of these little singing bowls here. Just kind of bring in, like gather up our own energy even more so, okay? Because the stronger that you can feel your intention and the stronger that you can connect to all of these elements, okay? We've got the crystals and the plant flower kingdom, the stronger that you can connect to those, the more potent your spell is going to be. And just take a few minutes first. I want you to think about 3 wishes. What are 3 things that you would want to bring into your reality right now? 3 things. They could be like big, huge dreams, you know, career change, a new home, a move, deepening of a relationship, more perfect health. Any 3 things. They could be very tiny too. Okay, and I'm going to do mine too. Let's hear 3 stones. And then one by one, open up your satchel and you're going to drop your stones in one by one. And with each stone, you are going to say, I welcome in, and then whatever it is. If you want to just kind of murmur it, girls here, you can do that. You can say it in your mind. But when you go home, reiterate it and say it out loud, because remember, our words are sound, the vibration that we make. That's the word of God. Okay, so go ahead with your first stone and drop that in. I now welcome in. And your second stone, I now welcome in. And third stone, I now welcome in. Just see that for a moment. And you want to kind of feel it buzzing in your hands and even here at your third eye, at your brow chakra. It's a really good sign too. You feel a little buzzing there as well. And then go ahead and open up your bag that has your flowers and your rose, all your dried things of the earth. Gather them together in your hand. So you're going to take them in your left hand. And then you're going to go ahead and take your right hand and you're going to cover those, okay? Your right hand is, the right side is your sending energy side. Your left side is the receiving energy side. And so when you put them together like that, you're making like a battery. And you're going to just charge all of these with your own battery. Connect for a moment. You're going to close your eyes. Soften your breath. And whenever you start to feel a little buzz, there'll be like a little energetic buzz in your hands, maybe a little ache. Maybe you feel like it's colder or warmer at the center of your hands. And as soon as you feel that, that's when you will say 3 times, "Beauty of the earth, which I hold in my hands, bless me now with all my heart commands. Whatever it may be that I may seek, help me to remember it also seeks me. As I will, so mote it be." Again, "Beauty of the earth, which I hold in my hands, bless me now with all my heart commands. Whatever it may be that I may seek, help me to remember it also seeks me. As I will, so mote it be." And once more. "Beauty of the earth, which I hold in my hands, bless me now with all my heart commands. Whatever it may be that I may seek, help me to remember it also seeks me. As I will, so mote it be." Amen, aho, and so it is, so it is, so it is. So you want to declare, it is done, it is so. This is it. Now, you have infused your intention, and you're asking the elements here of the earth, these elements, to work with the intentions that you put into the crystals. You programmed your crystals with your wishes. Go ahead and combine those things of the earth into your satchel, your bag. Scoop it up because I'm making a little bit of a mess. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so what you're going to want to do with this, close it off. And I like to keep mine somewhere that I can see it daily. So even if you put it under your pillow, just know it is going to totally get smashed, but you can put it under your pillow. And then if you are someone who makes your bed every day, I hope you are, then you'll feel it when you go fluff your pillows up. And if you want to put it like beside your bed side at, that's a perfect spot too, because it's there near you as you're dreaming at night. I like to put it up on my altar. I have like several little altar spaces throughout my house. And every time you see it, I want you to connect with it, touch it for a moment, and think of those 3 wishes. Think of them and make sure when you're thinking of them, it's with joy, happiness. Remember, Hathor is the goddess of joy. Okay, she's going to teach us to have more joy in our lives. And the reason, if you listen to Abraham Hicks' teachings at all, I love her. And I love that she always says, the reason you want something is because you think that you're going to feel better in the having of that thing, whatever it is. And sometimes we get that thing and we're like, oh, we don't really feel better. But we're intending that all of our wishes that we put into our satchel are going to bring us more joy. That's the intention for tonight. Okay, so there is your spell. You did it. Is that your first spell?
I don't know. Good question.
Is it? It's not your first spell. No. She's like saying, ain't my first rodeo, girl. Okay, let me just close this with a little bit of sound. Again, I'm just going to seal this up. So close your eyes, take a good deep breath in. I'm moving to a higher and higher vibration, the high vibration of joy, of peace, enlightenment, love. We're thanking our higher selves for being here, being a part of this evening. Thanking the beautiful goddess Hathor for her magic and her gifts. and reminding us that the sky is our only limit, reminding us that we are worthy of all we intend to create. And so it is, so it is, so it is. Beautiful. And so we're going to go ahead and release the directions. We'll start with spirit, with goddess, God, with beautiful Hathor, with our angels, guides, those of the highest realm who are here to support us tonight. We thank you for your gifts and your medicine. You may go if you wish, or stay if you like. And we turn to the direction of the north and the element of earth. Thank you for your gifts tonight. You may go if you wish, or stay if you like. We turn to the direction of the west, the element of water, and we thank you for your gifts and your medicine tonight. You may go if you wish, or stay if you like. We turn to the direction of the south and the element of fire. Thank you for your gifts tonight. You may go if you wish, or stay if you like. And to the direction of the east, element of air. Thank you for your inspiration and your gifts tonight. You may go if you wish, or stay if you like. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to go ahead and now in the opposite direction, we release our circle. We let it draw deep down into the earth, kind of like a little corkscrew, going down deep, 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 deep into the earth, sending all of that energy that we intended tonight down into earth. And our intention is that Mother Earth will fertilize that and help that to grow and take root and come to fruition in this life. So it is, so it is, so it is. Amen. Amen. Yes. You feel good?
Yes.
Pretty good? Just, yeah.
Sure, why not?
Pretty darn good. Okay. We are going to close this. I do want to show you really, really quickly what we're going to do for next month. This is for August. So this is up on the site now. So you can read a little bit more about it. I won't get too far into it, but this is going to be our toolkit for next month, for the next month's full moon. Okay, the next moon is a blue moon. I love that so much. Like once in a blue moon. Heck yeah, once in a blue moon. We're going to take advantage of that. So you get your beautiful drum. It's a goat skin head drum. And I have tied ribbons with intentions into them, into your goat skin drum. So we'll do something with that in the ritual. This is the hand rolled beeswax candle. And it's got, we are honoring, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to say, the Corn Mother Goddess. So beautiful, the most beautiful stories, very earthy energy. And so we have glass corn kernels, we have butterfly pea flowers, and what else? I don't know if you can see these. Pyrite crystals. These little pyrite crystals on top of there too. You see them, the gold ones?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about what that is. And then we have blue moon water. It smells like the moon. I love it so much. I'll let you play with it. And then we have our blue moon anointing oil, and then blue sage. And this is the feminine aspect of the white sage. So white sage is called traditionally grandfather sage. Blue sage is traditionally called grandmother sage. And this is actually used a lot more, blue sage, than white sage in Native American traditions. So we're going to be playing with that too. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Thank you, ladies. This was beautiful as always.
Good pleasure.
Okay, everyone, may your intentions flourish, grow, and may your life become everything that you wish it to be. Blessed be.